You know, I normally spend time with many people, mostly raising issues, complaining, happy, what is the way forward. But this afternoon, I'm so privileged and happy to have met a people that is a happy lot. I'm really amazed by the singing that has been done here, and I must admit, I have admired this equipment. The sound is very good. I think I'll have to see somebody nyuma ya hema aniambie alitoa wapi sound. Apostle Usu, I've listened to your sermon, and it's very enriching. I want to thank you. But two issues that I've taken home, many have taken, but two, that all of us, and I think me more, must start walking with the wise and stop hanging around with fools. It's a good message, isn't it? I've heard. And you'll see. Secondly, the good apostle has told us to be praying, and all of you should, and I think I more every day. Pray to the Lord every day to connect me with the right people, to help deliver my destiny. Connect me with the right people to help me deliver my. I think that is my take home. Otherwise, I want to say thank you very much. I want to ask the people of Kenya to continue praying for our president, to continue praying for our country, so that we surmount the economic challenges that bedevil our country, so that there is love and peace among the people of Kenya, and above all, to pray to God to heal our land. Thank you very much. May God bless you.
When you see someone rise, the person first rose spiritually. It then manifests itself here in this physical world. God has ordained and installed for us as his people, so that we can be able to possess that which God has ordained for us. I'll quickly give you 5 points and I'll be out of here in the next 10 minutes. How you can manage and build your word life. Build does not just manifest the things that we pray. Can I get 3 or 4 ladies with their handbags come forward? Yes, if you have a good handbag. Become a great man, a man of influence. God is to release to you what you are praying for the person later in the future, and you are trusting God for a word. But as she goes, thinking she's almost getting there, and you think you are almost getting there, and another attack comes, and you are thrown back. He's building capacity in you. And so here you learn how to wait on God. But the chain has become too long. It has been the midst of the pain. You learn how to worship him in the midst of the attack. Actually wants you to be, which is where you have ordained, God has ordained.
I gave the example that one big pronouncement that was made is the opening up of the China market. You see, this will improve agriculture, for instance. If we are good at production of, say, avocados, horticultural products, and other agricultural produce, we will now have access to the China market without paying tariffs. Basically, duty-free products getting into the Chinese market. That has the potential of significantly altering the lives of very many African people. Because, you know, agriculture is largely the mainstay of most African countries. So that is a very significant development. For instance, in other jurisdictions, maybe we are negotiating in terms of strategic trade partnerships. This is something that a country like Kenya can also further with China. If I give a parallel, for instance, in the US you have the AGOA initiative. Now, if you listen to that pronouncement from China by President Xi, it is now even perhaps going beyond the AGOA framework. So it's a big opportunity that is being offered to the African states. In Kenya, there's been some very strong outcomes of the partnership between Kenya and China. And I'll give you an example. The SGR, the standard gauge railway, which I've talked about, which improves connectivity, and we are now talking of extending it to Uganda and then beyond. we have seen through the PPP, public-private partnerships, there's a new expressway in Kenya, and this is an investment from Chinese companies with the Kenyan people. And we can have more of these. For instance, we look forward to exploring the road from Nairobi, Rironi, all the way to Mao Summit, and eventually even to the Malaba again, on a PPP basis as one of the programs we want to look at very critically. The friendship with China has also enabled quite a number of roads to be done in Kenya, and we are looking at hopefully, if all goes well today, there could be a signing off formally of about 2 billion RMB to help in completing about 15 roads in different parts of the country that can then be completed, and that will definitely have a serious multiplier effect on the economy of the country. So we can see that there's a very strong partnership. We have partnerships in the areas of ICT going on. There are Chinese companies, big ones, that are now looking at Kenya as a serious investment destination. We are now receiving about 200,000 tourists from China on an annual basis. We see this number going up because now Kenya is a visa-free country. So if you want to come in, you don't have to go through the process of the visa. So this is going to provide a good opportunity so that even tourism and other cultural exchanges can take place. And I see growth in these sectors as we work together. So as I speak to this, I'm also keen on stating that we are now looking forward to greater private sector investment from the Chinese companies into Kenya. This is the first time I was attending the FOCAC meeting in my capacity as Prime Cabinet Secretary and Minister for Foreign and Diaspora Affairs for the Republic of Kenya. And I was in the company of President William Ruto, who was the head of our delegation as Kenya. But as you know, this is a program that has been there for the last 24 years. The one we came to attend was very important in the sense that all 53 countries from Africa were represented here, and over 40 heads of state were present, and others were either by the vice president or the prime ministers representing their countries. So it was a very big attendance. The expectation from the summit is that it will enhance the partnership between China, the People's Republic of China, and the African continent as a whole. And the president of China did announce that he is now elevating the partnership between the African continent and China to the strategic level, which means he's taking this partnership extremely seriously and positively. And we on the continent also appreciate that this new status of partnership was announced by the president of China. It was extremely important that he makes that statement. I was there at the opening ceremony, and President Xi did make very fundamental statements of future cooperation For instance, he said that in terms of trade and development, the government of China is going to open up the market, Chinese market of 1.4 billion people, tariff-free and quota-free to the African continent, particularly about 33 countries that are LDCs, to be able to access the market in China. So that was a very, very significant pronouncement. Over and above that, he made important statements on matters of continued investment of infrastructure under the BRI system, Belt and Road Initiative. He also talked on areas of security, global security, which again is a key aspect. And then also on matters of cultural, people to people, the civilization initiative of integrating the African continent and the Chinese people in all fields, technology, culture, and other aspects. So it was very, very broad, and I think it was a very successful meeting. Challenges? I think that's a very important question, and it is indeed one of the key planks of the FOCAC, the whole aspect of global security, the Global Security Initiative. So this fits in very, very well with that aspect, because we need to have our countries to talk more. The normal media has focused on the challenges in Ukraine, Russia and Ukraine, in the Middle East, and they have forgotten the conflicts in Sudan, for instance, in the Sahel, the challenges we are facing in the Horn of Africa. So this communication, this FOCAC partnership has provided a very good opportunity for us to focus on some of the challenges that are facing Africa. And I'll give an example that in this gathering, we were able to see the delegation from Sudan. So China, for instance, can play a very pivotal role in bringing the conflicting parties in Sudan to the negotiating table, so that a peaceful solution can eventually be found to the challenges of Sudan. So from a diplomatic angle, China can play a very important role in working with the African Union and working with the countries of Eastern of Africa. In fact, China also has a special envoy for the Horn of Africa on matters of peace and security. So these, to me, are important, and this provided a good platform for that to be held. And on the sidelines, the breakaway sessions, there were different thematic areas. And one of the thematic areas was to focus on matters of global security and governance. And I thought that was crucial as well. In many ways, Kenya will benefit significantly and also will contribute significantly. You know, one of the things, just to talk of a shared future will come in many ways: technology, trade, and integration. So if we can expand the BRI system, you know, and one key example is the Mombasa to Naivasha to Malaba SGR. Now, that rail system should be seen not as a Kenyan project, but as a regional project, because ultimately you now connect Mombasa, connect it to Uganda, Rwanda, Burundi, and the Democratic Republic of Congo. And eventually, you can even get to the Atlantic, so that the Atlantic can be connected with the Indian Ocean. Now, if you look at it from that perspective, you are going to increase a lot of trade, and with this, you can even do a fiber optic running alongside the rail. So integration, both in terms of physical infrastructure for cargo, and then also in the digital space, where we can communicate and improve in interconnectivity, is going to be a very big situation. And we see Kenya benefiting substantially from this. And we are also strategically placed as a logistic and financial hub in the East Africa region. Kongamano ambayo tumekuwa nayo, ambayo kwa kimombo tunaita FOCAC, ni kongamano ambayo inaleta bara la Afrika ama mataifa katika bara la Afrika pamoja na Uchina, taifa la Uchina, kuhusu uhusiano wa kisiasa, wa kimaendeleo na kuweka misingi mbalimbali katika sectors zetu zote ambazo zinaweza saidia kutoa ajira nyingi na mafanikio mema katika bara la Afrika na taifa hili kubwa la China. Na tulipokuwa hapa wakati rais wa taifa hili alipozungumza, ametaja mambo kadhaa ambayo ni ya muhimu. Kwa mfano, katika Kenya kuna ile reli ya SGR, na sasa mazungumzo yako ya kuonesha kwamba SGR siyo tu ni mradi wa Kenya, ni lazima sasa uangaliwe kama mradi wa Afrika Mashariki, yani Eastern Africa kwa kijumla, ili ukitoka kule Mombasa hatimaye unaweza kufika paka DRC kupitia kwa hiyo reli. Tena tunataka barabara kama ile ya kutoka Nakuru ama Mau Summit, Nairobi, Rironi hadi Nakuru na hatimaye mpaka Malaba, pia ipanuliwe na itengenezwe iwe kama toll ama 4 lanes ambazo zinaweza saidia mambo ya uchukuzi katika taifa letu na pia na majirani wetu. Kwa hivyo kuna miradi kama hizi kwa stima, kwa ukulima ambayo ni ya muhimu. Pia taifa hili limetangaza kwamba litakubali, linafungua soko ya watu bilioni 1 na milioni 400, ili wakulima katika bara la Afrika wawe na uwezo wa kuuza mazao yao katika, sio wakulima tu, lakini hata wale wanatoa manufacturing, lakini wakulima haswa wanaweza ingiza mazao yao kwa soko hii bila kulipishwa kodi. Kwa hivyo tukijipanga vizuri kama bara la Afrika, kuna nafasi nzuri sana ya kufanya biashara na taifa hili na kuweka pesa mfukoni kwa watu wa bara la Afrika. Tutasaidika sana kama Kenya. Nimetaja kwa mfano mambo ya reli. Kuna ile expressway sasa iko katika Nairobi, inasaidia sana kwa mambo ya kupunguza msongamano wa magari. Matarajio yetu ni kwamba hata kwa sehemu za teknolojia, hawa jamaa hapa wana uwezo mwingi, tunaweza ingiza tena katika sehemu hiyo na tupanue nafasi za vijana wetu kupata kazi hata kwa mambo ya teknolojia.